picture first. Everyone smile. Cheese. There we go. Hi guys, welcome to Orlando. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for doing this panel. We're so excited. Let's get right to some questions. And then we also have some fan-submitted questions from our friends in the audience. So, we want to know, in addition to the DeLorean, what are some of your favorite inventions or technology that were used in any of the films? Thank you, Tom.
Well, I think the TV with a bunch of TVs inside of it was kind of a mess. Yes, they had the flying car didn't work out so far. But, you know, that TV and a TV and Back to the Future, that's real.
TV to TV.
Yeah, you know, like all the stations at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Stuff that game stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think the fact that everybody like has things like in Back to the Future 2, when they had all the gizmos and you could do 9 things at once. We do all that. We do 100 things at once now. that looks like the giant fax machine and I mean, that's just we went way past that. It's amazing.
I think Back to the Future was the beginning of the gizmo judging. You know, where the future happens and everyone says, there aren't flying cars, Tom. They're not flying. It was just a movie. We were talking about the future, you know. It wasn't, we weren't making actual projections, you know. Who would believe the Cubs? These microphones, I feel like a football coach. I'm glad our defense performed well. Got some dedicated kids coming in looking forward to next season.
Super Bowl predictions? No. All right. Christopher, favorite invention?
I still think. On the back.
We're going to circle back. If you guys could time travel to any era or historical event, where would you guys like to time travel to?
Oh, actually, so many of those. I'm thinking.
I go back and see your play that I missed. Richard, what was the play?
King Lear.
King Lear, okay. I will go back and see him in King Lear, which I missed and I still regret. Oh. He's a genius.
Hey, he had a great beard too.
Oh, really?
Can I say, just you running the questions back, Chris reminded me that one thing, this gentleman, there's a gentleman, can't see, the person doing the Channel and Carry on.
Where would you go, Tom?
I would go?
Yeah.
I would go I would go to December 25th, 0000. To see the cows and the donkeys. See if the little drummer boy can actually play the thing. You know? I think in pop culture, as a musician, I would like to go back to the Cavern Club in Liverpool and see the Beatles perform in this apparently closed, dank place where something unbelievably exciting was happening artistically. You know, something new, and just everyone was like, wow! And now we've accepted it so much into our culture, but it really revolutionized music until now, 2024, and people are still going, man, I mean, I wanna hold your hand. So maybe that, you know?
It's actually amazing because we get asked this question, or I get asked this question all the time, and I still don't have a very good answer. I mean, it's crazy. We get asked this all the time.
I was thinking
Now
about
it's
it.
an answer.
Sorry. Should I go?
I'm done.
I was thinking about, I did a TV movie with Woody Allen, and it was, the crew was sitting around a bowl of peanuts, and eating this bowl of peanuts. And we were talking about time travel, and Woody kind of came up and heard what we were talking about, and we turned and said, Woody, if you could go into any time other than now, where would you go? And he said, no time before the invention of penicillin. Which is such a great Woody Allen. So I'm all for that. Anytime after the invention of penicillin.
Christopher?
I'm thinking.
Obviously, we're here at MEGACON, and I'm just curious, where's been some of the most unique or unusual places that you guys have been recognized?
Oh, I don't know. Listen,
We'll circle back.
The men's room.
I told you never to mention that, Leo. I got off the plane in Hong Kong, made it through Chinese customs, and a man was literally pulling a rickshaw. I don't mean to be culturally insensitive, I truly, but he's pulling the rickshaw by me, dropped the bars of the rickshaw, and just went, "Back to the Future!" So, man, that thing gets around. Wow.
well, okay, I remember something. I was taking a bicycle trip across the country, literally from Oceanside or somewhere to Nova Scotia. And I was going across the desert, and it was hot. I was very aware about, running out of water. There was signs like, why are you doing this? Okay.
So good looking.
Oh, okay. And so I'm going across, and there was like a trestle going across between the sand dunes, and got off the bike, and went down below, and lit up just in the shade, catching my breath. And I hear a vehicle cross the bridge and slow down and stop. And my bicycle and everything I, possessed is up there all over. And a few moments later, this guy leans over the edge of the bridge, looks down, and he sees me. He looks at me, and he goes, "Reverend Chin." There's no follow-up on that.
Michael, any unique places that you've been recognized?
Let me see, I get recognized everywhere, so. It's weird, it's so strange, that's when you said that. I don't know what it's like not to be recognized. It's kind of weird. Like I just assume, and it's terrible. I don't mean this to be arrogant or anything. I just assume people know who I am. and they do, and it's really weird. And what's really great is when they're not impressed. Oh, Mike, yeah, just go your way. Back line. No progress. So, but it's weird. I've been well known for like 40 years.
Yes.
It's really weird. Because I'm 38 years old. It's weird. And I have to tell you, like you mentioned, not to suck up, but it's really been one of the great things in my life that all you folks know who I am, and I thought, you know, you are, and we have this great communication that is like just reinforced today. Just to be with you and see you all and have you. Well, when at first I was asked to do one of these things years ago, and I thought, well, we got to do this. I'll do it, and I'll get to show up for people that show up for me and say hello to you and all that stuff. And I realized I wasn't doing it for you, I'm doing it for me, because you guys give me so much. And in my life, all the blessings in my life have come from you, and I appreciate it, you know, to get that happen. It's like the guy with the Marty with flying vest. It was annoyed me, but all the rest are great.
LAX Customs once. LAX Customs, all the 747s coming out, and just hundreds and hundreds of people, and I'm in line behind hundreds of people with my passport out, and the officer, the customs officer, U.S. Customs, points at me. Now sometimes I get taken for, you know, extra screening or something, so I don't think what you think I think. I'm thinking, oh, no, they're gonna take me to the room, the whole thing, and so I'm like, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. I finally get to the front, and he says, did you fly to Lorraine to get back in? Come on, man. I have my passport. So sometimes my face doesn't need a passport.
What a perk. I wanted to ask, since we are in Orlando and we're in the land of theme parks, a little bit about the Back to the Future ride. Yeah. Amazing. Can you guys tell us a little bit about filming, the additional footage going on?
Yeah, I used to take the ride a lot. One day I was at Universal, I think I rode it 4 times consecutively. I didn't feel that well afterwards. But it was an interesting experience. Makes you think.
What they did, Douglas Trumbull, who's passed on now, but he did all of the special effects for 2001: A Space Odyssey. Optical, like cinema effects, not computer graphics or anything. An amazing, amazing artist in that kind of design. So he designed the Back to the Future ride. And they were building it in Massachusetts. Anyway, they built the ride. But the ride, when they first opened the ride, it was too powerful. You know, you were jerking so much, it was far too much of a flight simulator, and people were having problems. So they would, I remember, you were there with, the thing that was with the ride, with Chris, with me, people would call, Universal would call, say, Tom, we've got some, you know, special needs kids, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Starlight Foundation. Could you come and take the ride with some kids? And of course, you know, of course. So I live close to the park. So you come down to the park, you do the ride. And I do the ride about 3 times, and you're just like, I am not well. I don't feel good at all. So I get off the 3rd time, and I think, I have to stop. I have to stop. Tom, this is Mikey. He missed the bus to come here. Could you go on the ride? So I'm going on this ride with the kid. Dear God, please don't let me throw up on a special needs kid. And I kept it together, just barely. But that was about it. For the Back to the Future ride, I would say, I'll give the kid $1,000. How about that? So, but it was, it's a great ride. I mean, it's a great ride. It was a great ride. They changed it to an, what is it now? Simpsons. Look, we all know that Simpsons stuff isn't going anywhere.
All right.
It's Simpsons now, but it was far. Do you guys, if I could talk to you just a second about the ride, which was incredible, the Douglas Trumbull thing. So I see the models that they built for Hill Valley, that they're going to, it's not computer graphics, they're going to have to run a camera through this model that they built of Hill Valley. So all of the lines, all of the buildings are curved. Like they're lamp posts, and they have a curvature to them, and everything. It's a very unusual looking model of the city. It's like, well, why is everything curved like that? And well, that's Tom, because it's a dome, and we're going to be projecting the film into a dome, so that we've factored in the dome so that all of these curved lines will appear straight. Like they had smart people who were good at math figure these things out. It's amazing.
Great. So we actually have some fan-submitted videos from some of their favorite scenes from the films. So we're going to play those videos, and we just want to get some of your commentary or notes on these films. So should we roll the first one? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Yes.
Back to the Future cast. I'm Colin. I'm from Miramar, Florida. And my favorite Back to the Future moment is the scene at the Enchanted Under the Sea dance, right before George kisses Lorraine for the very first time. Marty's fading out of existence and doesn't know whether his dad's going to do it. The music is great, the acting is incredible, great performances from Michael J. Fox, Leah Thompson, and Crispin Glover. Just amazing. Thank you for such an incredible movie that'll last the test of time.
If I may, Colin, you can't see me at all, so. No, talk to them, fine.
That was an amazing scene. It was really magical, kind of creating that. Remember, like walking into those scenes, and all of a sudden you were in the 50s. It was so crazy. It was like when they kept converting the courthouse square to different times. It's so magical to be part of something like that, with the cars and the costumes and all the extras, and that particular scene was so perfectly crafted by Bob Zemeckis. I'm a director, so I've grown more and more to appreciate the precision that he used to make that movie, and the music, how powerful the music is, because you know there's a musical now. Of course, nobody portrays us as well as we did. Just kidding. They're wonderful. But those moments are so wonderful to see with an audience. Again, you know that moment is so powerful, and they use the same, music and everything, and it still means a lot to people. Those moments. He didn't really ask us a question, so I'm just talking.
Also, he brought up, and I bring it up also, I always bring up Crispin, because he was so brilliant.
Yeah.
So I always have to mention Crispin, brilliant with that. That when we first auditioned together, we were paired together as they paired up Bob and this guy and that guy, and a couple pairs, and Tom, this is Crispin Glover, and we meet, and we went outside, worked on the scene, and halfway through, I thought, well, I don't know if I'm doing this Biff thing, but if they don't hire this guy, they're out of their minds, man. It was, it took the level of the scenes to magic with what he was doing.
Well, he was such a nerd, and that's like a great kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
extraordinary kiss.
And still, to my children, I'll point to my wife when we're headed out and say, yes, I'm going out with her.
And of course, the incredible guitar playing by Mr. Fox.
forget the guitar right at the I can't hear a word you guys are saying, so I'm if I don't jump in, it's not that I'm not interested or I don't care. I have nothing to say. I just hear what you're saying. But I want to go back to one thing if I can, because you're talking about the ride. The ride was really cool because the ride was at Universal Studios. We were shooting part 2. They had the ride up, I think, or something. Because I would go down to the thing and I'd go in the back door, and there was this, like, what the ride was basically a rocking chair in front of a big screen TV. that was as advanced as the technology was, because you just had this chair. And I thought, this is it? It was really cool. I'll be home in a second. So anyway, but the thing that was really cool is I go down and I climb up in the rafters of the ride and look down and it was like 40 little vegetables or little things with people playing rocking chairs. Resets. And I just sit and watch them for hours and was fascinated by it. But I love that I had that access to it. But there's one other thing I was going to say about that. I'm not going to think of it. Oh no, this is the other thing. It's not really related to that, but another thing about it, just a little side thing about shooting at Universal Studios. We shoot at Universal Studios, we're doing our scenes, and the trams would come through. Everything's shut down, and the trams go on. And now we can't call them the last minute. And then her and all that stuff, and we had to shut down. And so Bob got really pissed off and went, "You can't say that pissed off." And went, "That's right." And he went to the office of Universal and he said, "We're shooting a movie and you keep shutting us down because of these trams." And they kind of laughed at him and said, "Bob, those trams make more money in a month than your movie will ever make." So Bob went, "Oh, okay." And then again, we see where we remember we go out, we hijack the trams. We go out and they go, "Oh, Michael Fox." And we just screwed them up. It was a really weird time. It was like magical to be. If you sit me daydream about what it's like to be in a big movie, in a big lot in Hollywood, and what that's like, it's really cool. It's everything you think it is, and we were really blessed to be in that position. Do that and for all the movie has meant to other people and how it's resonated through time. That time that we had making it, I don't know you guys, but it was just the most magical time of my life. It was amazing. You just stop and pinch yourself and say, "Wow, I'm really doing this." Enough.
All right, here's the second video.
Back to the Future fans, my name is Cora Price, and today's actually my birthday. I just turned 12, and I live in this really cool out-of-this-world place called Orlando, Florida. My favorite Back to the Future movie was definitely gotta be the second one because I thought it was really cool how Marty McFly knew how to ride the skateboard, but when he went into the future, he rode on a hoverboard, and it was just like natural. But even though it was in the future, he still knew how to do it, so I just thought that was really cool and really futuristic. Anyway, thank you, bye!
So I guess the question is memories of the hoverboard.
Well, I think the hoverboard was my wife was pregnant, and I was on this thing, this like gizmo cherry picker. Like I said, it wasn't really a hoverboard. Sorry. It was a piece of wood that was stapled to my feet, and I had wires and harnesses on my collars and fingering at the back of my jacket and hanging from a cherry picker. So I'm just hanging there and I got a beaker on if my wife calls and goes in labor. And I thought, like, she's in labor, what am I going to do? I'm swimming back and forth in the house. Where do I swim? I can't like. And so that was my big memory was was like how much pain was involved in doing that. Because I was hanging in from like wires around my arm, and it was just insane. And but it turned out looking pretty good. And my wife had my son, and he's now 34 years old. It's crazy. Yeah, my three little twins getting married next month. And my youngest one is in college, and is much smarter than I was. That's good. It's good life.
All of the hoverboards, you know, the flying hoverboards, and they had actual hoverboards with like piano wire going from the rear of the hoverboard, at the front of the hoverboard, and coming through our harness to go up to this crane. So they made the hoverboards of a certain size. They made all the piano wires of a certain size that fit everyone. Everyone fit inside the wires and could fly up. So we went out to a ranch to rehearse on the hoverboards and see, and lifted it up. So they lift us up on the hoverboards. Well, I get on my hoverboard, and the wires come right up my chest. So they start spinning us around to fly, and everyone's like, ho ho, this is fun! And I'm just going, So I'm telling you, there's a shot where we're swinging toward the camera, and Biff in the front, and I'm doing that Biff grimace thing because I am really like, and we got nice purple lines that went right down my chest. Even because in the rehearsals out at the ranch, I said, I can't do it. Can you move the wires and the hoverboard? You know, stuntmen. Nope.
All right, here's the next video.
Hi, my name is Jackson Beckham. I'm from Lake Mary, Florida. My favorite scene in Back to the Future is when Doc and Marty are in the garage testing if the lightning will be enough to power the 1.21 gigawatts. So Marty winds up the car and it starts going. It goes into the paint, which catches fire. Then Doc makes this great face. That's why my favorite scene in Back to the Future.
Can you tell us about the scene, and maybe did you have to practice making that face in a mirror?
No, I think that was a one-take deal. Third, fourth, fifth, 10th take, I don't know which one. I had no idea I was going to be sitting here today and I would see that.
Well, we appreciate it. All right, we have one final video. Okay. Yeah.
About Chris and that scene. Chris, there's a thing we say in the show business about what we call laying pipe, which is exposition, which is like saying, like getting the exposition out, saying this will happen, this will happen, this happened, this happened, and it's like the way of telling the audience what's going to happen, and it saves you having to show all that stuff. But the laying pipe is a thankless thing. No one wants to lay pipe. No one wants to do the exposition. It's boring and it's like it's a drag. But every once in a while, a genius is born. Who can lay pipe better than anyone in the world and make it entertaining and like to tell you that stuff you need to know, tell you the way that it's more exciting than the actual thing. It's just he's so good at it, and the world's greatest layer of pipe. All the rules, like you go to 88 and you do all this. You put it out there and you remember it because it's so brilliant. And you say, hey, and then it was good. You get it all out there, and then the thing would blow up. I just memorized all this stuff. Like I didn't know what he was talking about. But really, truly, Chris is a genius at this. He's just the best in the world. And we honor learning from him.
have a movie, to say in the middle of the movie, to have the writers think, we gotta get a chalkboard and have him just explain the movie right now. Okay, here's where we are.
All right, here's the final video.
See, my favorite movie moment. It was right before Doc shows Marty the paper. It's just so funny. I think they did such a great job.
Don't talk to anyone. Don't touch anyone. Don't do anything. Don't interact with anyone. And try not to look at anything.
I don't get it. I thought you said this had something to do with my kids.
Look what happens to your son.
Very creative.
And sometimes they're a cry for help.
Do you guys want to talk about that scene with the paper? I guess that's their question. I'm with you on this one.
You want to talk about the scene with the paper, where, what do you say? I didn't watch the movies.
I mean, sure. I think we covered it. Yeah? Did we cover it? Perfect. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. I'm a super cute. Yeah, we got it. All right. Well, we do have some more fan-submitted questions. This one is for you, Tom. This is from David from Orlando, Florida. Woohoo, Orlando. They want to know about your song, Stop Asking Me the Question. And getting to sing it in front of some of your fellow cast members.
I have sung in front of my fellow cast members. I won't sing it tonight because I come to my table. Bring some, I don't know, those peanut butter M&Ms or something. I don't do it for free. I was working as a stand-up comedian all around this great land of ours. Anyway, I would spend all night till 3:30 in the morning, standing in the parking lot of a nightclub or a theater, answering questions to people that just wanted to talk about Back to the Future after my show. And I just felt it was just fixing a problem. Like, I've got to go home to the hotel and sleep. I need something. So I wrote a song just to answer all the questions. Well, both things. To answer the questions and to communicate in a funny way that, yeah, I've heard that before. So it was very early. It was one of the first viral videos on YouTube. I didn't know how the video, I didn't know how YouTube works. I gotta put that on that YouTube. So I put it on YouTube. Oh, you gotta make it for sharing, okay. And so that week I put it out there. And I remember hearing on the radio that, Bob Dylan, his new album is out, his video, it's got over 25,000 looks on YouTube. And I thought, my video already did 250,000 views. So I didn't even know, it just went, so it went viral when none of us knew what viral meant. But it became a big thing, which was very, very great. I felt good. Because Good Morning America, it was the Oscars a number of years ago. But they asked me, will you come on the show and play that question song? Just as a sort of response within our fascination with the movie business of what can happen and that kind of identification. So I went on and I sang the song sort of as a response. But everyone, not everyone, a lot of people, oh see, he hates the movies. It wasn't that at all. It was like, guys, I'm telling a joke. I do it in nightclubs for people drinking grown-up drinks and eating chicken fingers and having fun. No, I love the movies. I love being part of the movies. Early on. I mean, I've done the TV shows and everything, but you get in a movie like this, and the feeling of what the baseball player, the kid who finally says, like, he's in Fenway Park. and he's wearing a really nice uniform. You just go, wow, this is the big leagues, you know? Yes, it's the cameras and it's big studios and everything, but really, for me, it's an actor working with these actors that are such a high level. You're just thinking, wow, man, this is cool. That's what's cool about it.
All right, this next question is from Kira from Melbourne, Florida. And they want to know, if you could have any other car be a version of the DeLorean, what car would you choose?
Jeep?
Mini, because it'd be funny with all this packed in, going with Channel and Lloyd. I'd have a mini. The roomy for me. And nothing else.
2008, I've driven a 2008 Honda Element, and still do. Look, I love the car, but unfortunately, it won't go 88 miles an hour.
My first car was a Gremlin. Remember those?
Yep.
Yeah, a Gremlin time machine would be pretty awesome. There's none of them that exist anymore because they were so bad, they've all rusted to dust.
Matadors.
Intros.
All those AMC cars were Pacers would be good. She always said to me, how cool was it to Lloyd was a pain in the ass. First of all, we had to have 9,000. He says, and I read to all the people that collect DeLoreans, and a lot of them use them to raise money for charity, for our foundation and stuff. I really appreciate that. But anyone says that they had the DeLorean, doesn't have DeLorean, because there's a million DeLoreans. And we had chopped in half, and we'd chop this way and chop that way. We had ones that you could shoot from underneath and ones you shoot from off top. And a lot of them were really inside, but not fully tricked out. So I had cuts all over my legs and my hands, because these tricked out DeLorean things for special shots were put together, not for the comfort of actors. So I come out bleeding and stuff. I said, Bob, I cut my hand. Is it ass this way? For the record, they didn't care about my well-being. Because I was already doing 2 jobs at once, so I was so freaked out of my mind, I didn't know what I was doing. They were like, it's all right, you're all right. Just step in front of the train. It worked out, but it was, the DeLorean was not a comfortable trip.
Do you remember, I was thinking about this. Do you remember when we had to do the kiss when I realized that you're my son? And they were like trying to get the camera in there, and they couldn't get the camera in there, and they were freaking out because it was this old car, and they're like, we're gonna have to cut up this car. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I made it as difficult for him as possible to get the shot. Try. No excuse. It was like, how would that seem? I would have just inflicted his murder. I know problem. It's not my mother. How like great actors and really wonderful movie. It's so cute. It's so cute. Look at how gorgeous this girl is. She was so funny, and we just had such a good time. I had to put that out there.
All right, this next question is from Braden Murray from St. Cloud, Florida. And they want to know, what scene do each of you remember taking the longest or being the most difficult to film?
Well, I've given it some thought, And there was a scene in Back to the Future 3 in the kind of where Doc had was doing his stuff. And, Yeah. You're right. Well, there was, in this scene, there was a elaborate, huge mechanical device, a machine, and it made ice. The ice, steam going along, moving parts, and then a cube of ice would drop out. And I had a line immediately after it dropped, as I recall. Also during the scene, the steam engine, the train was coming into the railroad station, which could be viewed from that space, as I recall. The camera angled down there, and Clara arrived, or Clara was getting on whatever. And the arrival of the train, and by saying that the ice dropped out, let me say that line, was all kind of coordinated. And I had a simple line when the ice came out, and I don't remember what it was. It was nothing complicated. And on one of the tapes, I couldn't remember the line. So the steam engine had to come back to the station. The ice machine had to be started up again, and they had to go through the entire routine all over because of a damn cube of ice. I don't know why I told that story. I had an impulse without wanting a confession.
I think that's the hardest thing, though. The hardest thing in the world, I think, is those scenes where a lot is going on and the camera's moving everywhere, and then it comes on you and you have to say that thing. And so there's too much time to think about it. Don't blow it, Tom. Get it right. Then you can forget it. It's very easy to do.
I think mine was a Back to the Future too, when it started in the bedroom with you, and I had to come out, go down the stairs in that giant set at Universal, and like the camera was following, and Zemeckis would try to invent business to slow down the camera, and I was supposed to be drunk, and I was teetering in high heels. That took forever. That was so hard.
The entry into the Hill Valley Festival in the Old West was one of those shots, coming off of my horse, into the town, through dancers and everything. All kinds of things are happening, and horses are running and everything, and then the gentleman, it's happened to me, and Bert, I think, and he had that, ladies gentlemen, the Smith and Wesson, whatever, 45 million, and it came right on him. We had to do that shot a number of times because it's coming up and you just go like, ladies and gentlemen, okay, back it up, horses back up, everybody backs up, Reed does it, but that's the nature of those shots that only Robert Zemeckis, Scorsese, they planned that shot. The beginning of Goodfellas, the shot through the restaurant in Goodfellas, or whatever, those guys love those shots.
But the thing is now, it's so different than it was then. Now, because I'm a director, they can fix so much. It's crazy. They can put two takes together. At that time, we all had to be perfect. But now it's so different. And so I'm just giving us credit.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was a lot. I'll see stuff. Don't worry about the marks on the floor. Don't worry about that. Oh no, we'll just split the screen, and it's completely much easier.
I think I remember too, wanting to impress Bob so badly.
Yeah.
Bob was such a genius, and you wanted to prove yourself, wanted to be there and work with him. So, like, there was a scene that I always remember in Back to the Future 3, with the in front of the courthouse when I was being hung. And we were doing this thing, and we did the thing, and I'm putting my legs up, and Bob said, I don't know, look right. I said, Bob, watch this. Do it again. Watch this. You're about to see some acting. It's the best acting I've ever seen. I would nail this. And so we did it, and my hand slipped, and the rope went around my neck, and I was asphyxiated, and I passed out. And my legs were flipping around, and I was out. And we came back, and I came to, and he said, that was great. And I was out. I didn't go to the hospital. It was an amazing thing, but that's a bad thing to press Bob, because he did invent something to prove that we were worthy of his gift. We do justice the way he invented. And he always was like, I can't express it, and these guys will know it. Always was like, we'd be up all night. And they'd say, well, he's going to quit because he's not going to get the shot. I would say, well, he's going to get the shot. We'll be here all night to get the shot. And then, we'd like, all right, we'll do this. And he would work. And it was amazing to work with him. And he went on to make Roger Rabbit. And like I said, like Lane Pipe and Funny Gifted, he knew what he had Chris, and he went back to the well. Because he said he had to work with Chris again, because Chris could make his visions come to life. And he was so amazing, Roger Rabbit, so great.
Something that excuse me, that amazes me, and happened today. Somebody came up to have his thing signed and said, Back to the Future, made by youth. I grew up on Back to the Future. And this is people from all over the world, where they said, Back to the Future made by youth, where they didn't have much else, and that gave them hope. And so many have said, I became a scientist or a surgeon, like today, or some other extraordinary profession, because they saw Back to the Future. But it's just that they say there was nothing, but there was Back to the Future when I grew up.
And so many have told me, I was a scientist, but I decided to be a tough guy for the mafia because of that. Inspiration.
No, what you're saying, though, it is, and what Michael said is, and I think we all feel this way, we're overjoyed and so thankful and grateful to you fans, because this was not something we saw coming. We didn't see that 40 years later we'd be sitting here talking to a group of people, half of whom weren't even born when we made that movie. And it's, right, more, yeah, whatever, sorry. I gave for sons. But it is a great gift, and I just really personally want to thank you guys, and want to thank these guys for being so amazing for all these years, and being such great scene partners. And thank you.
It's the best part of any art, isn't it? I mean, to actually do your best, and then to really touch people in a more profound way than you'd ever planned. It's an amazing thing. And we have all of us have so many interactions. And it's funny in a way, because those inexpressible things about your family, about watching it when you were sick from school, about Dad bringing it home for the new VCR, about all of those things. They're expressible, but they're kind of inexpressible, you know? And people come up so much, and sometimes tears in their eyes, sometimes trembling, and I'm saying, I'm trying to communicate what it's meant to me, you know? But it's that magic. It's movie magic, literally. Because, you know, I think, thank you very much. I understand what you mean. And everyone's like, I don't think you do. It's really something, you know, and it's something for us too. And it's very moving and wonderful to be able to affect so many people's lives around the world. Around the world. It's an amazing thing, you know. For just a movie about a guy who goes in a time machine car and meets his mom and dad. You know? In a way, always with Back to the Future, I'm always amazed. It's a relatively simple story. I'm amazed that somebody didn't write that before, you know, before 1884 or whatever. Yeah, you go in a time machine, meet your parents, see what happens. But it really, 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 as you know, struck a nerve. And to have people come up to him, do you know there's a guy who's playing you on Broadway? You know, it's an amazing thing. Just this movie that we made, and now it's a show with Nathaniel. Nathaniel, the guy playing Biff. I don't care about the other characters. Who cares? No, I can't get back to the future. Whatever. I'm talking about the guy playing Biff. Bravo, Nathaniel.
I just want to say, as a music fan, I like my favorite scene. For me personally, was To Do was the giant beginning scene. It meant a lot to me. I was playing bands, and music was always a big part of my life. And now, you know, not to be immodest or not to brag, but just a cool thing. Imagine now, the coolest is for a guy who loved music, played music and played bands all his life. When John Mayer or Chris Martin comes out to you, I play guitar because of the fact of music. John Mayer said, "Oh, I think I'll play the guitar," and now he's like maybe a star player as normal. And then because of my little thinking, but it's cool. And it's so many gifts that come from doing this for a living. And that was one of them.
And I've enjoyed so much, you know, getting in fist fights behind a dumpster in Las Vegas. It's a lot of fun. It's on.
Okay, so to wrap up the panel, we have a quick game we're gonna play, and we're gonna see if you guys are all on the same page, or if you guys have different answers. So this is, how well do you guys know each other? Who is always the latest to set? Who showed up last to set?
Well, I never left the set. I was set for another, so I was the latest that set in the last gig. But I think it'd be a fair answer.
Yeah.
Because I would show up for work at 2 in the morning. Do my stuff and then go back to work. And family ties. Yeah. Never knew where I was. I for sure family ties. Be going on to the scene, and I go, "Where's my camera? Where's my camera?" And I realized that was Marty who had the camera. Now I just didn't have the camera. Now I just have the suitcase. So it was a weird time.
Who is most likely to get stranded on a deserted island?
This must be a deserted island. Chris, we're on Manhattan.
Where's the craft service table?
Who's the biggest prankster?
I haven't been anything, so I nominate myself. I had to wear that darn pink dress forever.
I almost wore that.
Oh, I've got a sparkly coat on. Show it off.
All right, the last one. Who's the best singer?
Singer? Her and him.
They see you waltzed with the strawberry blonde and the band played on.
She's great.
He's speaking.
No, we all sing. We all sing. We all sing.
Yeah.
Liz is a wonderful singer.
I don't sing. That was me singing in the movie at all. See,
I'm on Broadway.
Yeah, she's been on. No, I thought I was probably going to be a professional musician and singer, and then just kept getting in shows and things. And you know, showbiz happens. You know, you can't control every step of it. You're just trying. You know, well, they have a show. Okay, I'll do that. And then you know, you end up in a movie. You just go, okay, we'll act in a movie then. But I'm going back to harmonica.
Well, we're so thrilled that you guys were in this movie and all of the movies. This has been such a joy having you guys here. Thank you guys so much. Can we get one more big round of applause, guys? Thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight. Have an amazing rest of your weekend here in Orlando at MEGACON. If you guys don't mind exiting to the back through those exits, we'll see you guys really soon. Have an amazing rest of your weekend, guys.